Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Sports news go now.
I'm Enrique Alvarez Clary.
There's just got to be expectations, and when expectations aren't met, I wouldn't say consequences, but there's going to be competition and opportunity for other people. And that doesn't mean we crumple anybody up and throw them away. This is a team thing. Had a long talk with the team this morning, and I feel really bad for the guys that are doing so many things right and playing at such a high level, and a couple little pieces and a couple decisions are costing us, and it probably cost us 2 or 3 games this year.
That was head coach Scott Frost following the Huskers' 23-20 loss to Michigan State on Saturday. Coming off 2 tough losses to Oklahoma and Michigan State on the road, Nebraska comes back home for a homecoming night game with Northwestern this Saturday. The game between the 2-2 Wildcats and the 2-3 Huskers kicks off at 6:30 p.m. and can be seen on BTN. Nebraska baseball will not play their final exhibition game against the Wichita State Shockers this weekend in accordance with COVID-19 protocols. They will not reschedule the game, meaning the next time to see this Huskers baseball team will be the Red-White Series October 11th through the 13th. Nebraska volleyball newcomers have received another award as freshman Lindsey Krause was named the Big Ten Freshman of the Week after 15 kills on 500 hitting in a win over Northwestern and another 500 hitting performance with 12 kills in a win over Iowa. Krause joins Lexi Rodriguez as a Conference Freshman of the Week as she earned her honor on August 30th. Huskers volleyball will welcome in the Michigan Wolverines this Friday for a 6 p.m. serve. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday, folks. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How are we doing?
We are fantabulous, kind of. You look, man.
I dropped a bomb on you,
you really
right before
did.
the show.
And I have no idea what to say to it. Like, I don't. What? What?
What did he say?
What did he say?
We will explain. We will explain the context of that here coming up in a couple minutes.
My goodness.
Ooh,
I can't.
So let me just tell you this: special teams guy Mike Dawson spoke to the media today, and so we'll talk about that a little bit.
Love it.
Coming up at the back half of this first segment, we'll hear a couple things of what he had to say today, and then in addition to that, at 2:30, folks, we finally did it. We got a game show sponsored.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So stick around.
Sounder for that one. I'm gonna find it.
Every Tuesday at 2:30, basically the second segment, you will have an opportunity to win $25 to Muchachos. Muchachos, yes. $25. So stick around. You have something for us?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him. Muchachos. So yes, 2:30 after or just started the second segment, we'll play 2 truths and a lie. If you were around when we tried the first game show about the masked athlete or whatever,
the masked Sainert.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It didn't work out too well.
Listen, it was the first time we've ever done a game show. It did not go well, so we tried to kind of switch it up a little bit. The way it'll work is I'll have an athlete today. I started out easy. It's about Adrian Martinez. Okay, it's about Adrian Martinez. We'll give you three
little factoids. 2 will be true.
Yes.
1 will not be true.
Yes. And so
you have to guess which one is true. You get it right, You get, what's it, $25?
$25 to
25
Muchachos.
whole dollars to Muchachos.
Yes. Thanks to our good friends over there, Nick.
Do you know how many delicious tacos I can buy?
About 25 on Dollar Street Taco Day
Tuesdays.
on Taco Tuesday. So, and I will say this: I put a little like quick intro together. I had to use my voice because I didn't give it to our big voice Bob in time yet.
Did you try to go big voice Bob on
No.
it? Did you lower
I'm
your
not
voice
gonna
a
try
couple
to
octaves?
No, I did not. And so I just want to
Welcome in.
this. No, but
This.
so we have something. I was actually pretty proud of it for making it in about a half an hour. So
Look at
I
you.
hope you guys enjoy it and get a laugh out of it. Okay. First couple, as always, 402-464-5685. Number to call or text, Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you for the full hour. We have a couple texts already here, but we have to get to our first text of the day. We did not do it yesterday.
We did not.
It was a
We've
busy
kind of
day.
been slacking. I apologize. Not
No,
really,
not really.
because you don't really win anything. But you get a shout out. You get a free shout out. And today's free shout out goes to Rubber Duck from LinkedIn, who
Congrats.
just says first.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Rubber Duck from LinkedIn. You are the winner of nothing.
Yes. So congrats to Rubber Duck from LinkedIn. Tyler and Phoenix didn't really apply for the
Our first ever texter ever.
first ever texter. Was that Tyler and Phoenix?
I believe it was.
I thought it was Cubsker.
No, not first ever. I believe it was Tyler and Phoenix.
Well, congrats, Tyler and Phoenix. I do appreciate it though. In response to your text, I appreciate it. And good news for you. I will be calling the game on Friday. Lincoln Northeast and Lincoln High.
Gasp.
Oh, sorry, Tyler. It was him.
Told you it was definitely him.
Okay, here, we'll just say Tyler's text here. He goes, "What up, boys? Hey, Nick, I wasn't around yesterday, but I wanted to tell you're good at calling games. Play-by-play, and the game you called Friday night was fun to listen to. Pumped up for the happy hour, baby." He's pumped up for the happy hour. That makes
That's
three.
us.
That makes at least three of us.
Yeah.
At least three of us. So appreciate it, Tyler. Once again, Happer will call, I think, Millard West and Lincoln East on Thursday night that you'll be able to hear on the ticket. And then Friday night, it'll be me with Lincoln Northeast and Lincoln High. So
Lincoln East is about to roll on Thursday.
there's a chance. Millard West has a really good running back in Nathan Peterson. So that'll be fun to watch as well. All right, let's get into some Husker stuff, huh?
Yeah, why not?
Well, as always, I want to hear your thoughts, but should we start with special teams?
I think we should 100% start with special teams. Which one
Okay.
was it?
Let's go ahead and start with special teams. I'm going to start with the less, worrisome quote. It says,
There's nobody here to answer. I hit the button. There's nobody here to answer the phones.
All right, we'll get to the phone here in a second. So Mike Dawson said a couple interesting things today. He was obviously asked about the punts, asked, how does he teach and continue progressing Daniel Cherney and William Pristup, despite their struggles and everything. However, he was asked, what is he able to tell those guys to do? What's he supposed to tell those guys downfield that cover that punt when they punt it to the wrong side? So he was asked, what do you tell the guys downfield when you punt it the wrong way? And here's what he had to say.
That's a great question. When you look at it, we were trying to isolate the single returner. That once again, it wasn't something that they had surprised on us. They had the same configuration on the first punt of the game. I think everybody knows that. And we were going to try to isolate one of the returners and really, truthfully, put the ball, one specific part of the field.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I don't think everybody knows that there were two people on the first punt, because I definitely did not know that there were two people on the very first punt of the game.
Okay.
We were kind of in the
they punted it the wrong way on
field
that
as we
one.
look at it. We could eliminate a large part of the field by going ahead and rolling out and put it in it towards the sideline with some good guys covering down. Looked like some access anyways to that returner on that side of the field. So the guys back on the other side, Feast was the guy that had the ultimate contain. He ended up forcing it back. If Nick just got an eyeball on a little bit sooner, he was the guy that was in the vicinity.
Okay.
Say it. I know you want to say it.
Here's the thing with him saying,
There's still a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit.
With him saying if Nick could have eyeballed it a little sooner, he could have made that tackle. Yes, that's true. But how about we have more than one guy on that side of the field?
I noticed it when it was punted and when I realized that somebody else was catching it, not where everybody was going. You see Nick Henrich directly in the middle of the field, and he sees it happen and he tries to stop and get turned around, but he is an amazing middle linebacker. He's an amazing linebacker, but if you're asking him to tackle somebody that is so athletic that they are returning punts in the open field, I think I'm going to put my money on the punt returner on that one. So you've got him by himself over there, and you're like, wow, if he would have seen it soon. Okay, come on, man. How often does the first guy make the tackle on a punt return?
Well, especially Nick Henrich is athletic, but like Rico said, he's not athletic as the punt returner, right? And so to say that, if Nick could have gotten off or seen that the punt return was coming his way a little sooner, my response to that is how about Nebraska has more guys on that side of the field to field the punt? And how do you do that? You punt the ball the right way. Simple as that.
Pretty
right?
simple.
Here's the rest of the clip.
Isaac Gifford actually he was down the field very quickly on it and was probably past it. So we got to try to come back, react to it. We, get it back inside by Feast. We got to get the rest of the guys coming back, and then Daniel's got to help fix it. Don't let one mistake come too by having a poor direction with the kick, and then not being able to go ahead and help us save the day and get them down.
Yeah, and
I agree with don't let one mistake
exactly.
become two, but are you really asking the punter to tackle the punt returner?
Well,
I'm not saying that it can't happen, and they are the last line of defense. They are the last person.
Yes.
They're not running down the field to make the tackle. So if the returner gets past everybody else, it's the punter's job as the last line of defense to at least slow him down so somebody can catch up. But he runs to the right side of the field, punts it to the left side of the field.
Yeah.
There's multiple blockers because the return team knows what's going on. They're like, all right, it's gonna go to this guy. Like you see, I don't know, man. Like you're asking the punter to make an open field tackle.
It's a lot. So that's the first one. I want to say this, and we get this off the text line 402-464-5685. They go, damn, kick it out of bounds, but it may have went out at 8 yards. Hey, it wouldn't have been your shortest punt of the day, so it would have been okay. 8 yards would not have been your shortest punt of the day.
The first guy usually does make the tackle on punts. No.
Let's
No, the first guy rarely ever makes the first the tackle on punt. The only time that happens is if the guy doesn't fair catch it and the first guy is there. But with the way that was set up, if the return man has any type of grass in front of them or anywhere around them, the first person rarely ever makes the first. The first person rarely ever gets the tackle.
And obviously you have those really athletic plays that if they get down there, they might be able to shoestring them or something like that. But a lot of times you'll see punt returns be able to make one cut and then make a guy miss. But then the rest of the guys are supposed to be on your coverage team, are supposed to be down there as well. All right, let's go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Not sure who's on the phone here.
We have absolutely no idea. Caller, welcome into the happy hour. Can we get a name? No,
they're gone.
They're gone.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate the call. All right, that works out well. Let's go ahead and continue.
I guess I'm okay. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that.
Let's go ahead and continue. He was asked then, how do the guys all across all special team units get better in practice? Is it repping game like? Is it practicing how you play? How does that transfer over? Because obviously there's some disconnect. And here's what he had to say about the live reps at practice.
I don't know that really you live anything outside of training camp. Now we give pressure. We give full speed looks. It's not tackle to the ground live, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. But when we train, everything is full speed. We're going against our scout team. We'll full pressure looks, or we bring 10 rushers where those guys got to operate, get their timing down, get their kicks off, and all that kind of stuff. So that's a huge part of it, and we got to continue to put pressure on those guys, find different ways to put pressure on them, make it as game-like as possible during the practices. I think with every single position on the team, that's important. Whether you're the quarterback or the kicker, the punter, or whatever it is, you got to be able to prepare like it's the game and go out there and when it is the game, be able to go ahead and accomplish your goals.
So Mike Dawson talks about making game like or making
Can I
practices.
Just play that first?
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know that really you live anything outside of training camp.
What?
What did he say?
What did he say?
Thank you, Rico.
You're not live repping your special team. Like I understand what he's saying, not live tackle to the ground, but you're going full speed. But look, man, you got to go with how your special teams have been looking the past couple of years. I mean,
We'll even do it in a smaller scope.
You
say the last couple weeks.
The last couple of weeks,
yeah.
You might want to go live, tackle to the ground, full speed, all eyes forward, full steam ahead in practice. Because right now, it doesn't even look like you're going full speed in a game on special teams. Like, you need to figure this out.
Well, and he talks about game-like practices and making them more game-like and stuff, and whether that involves not using the scout team, because he mentions the scout team being the ones that bring the pressure, I suppose, whether that means what I'm trying to get at this point is, and maybe they have, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, which is there's a very good chance.
That is multiple times a day.
Yeah, but I sure as heck hope not that you're not waiting until week 5 of the season to make a change of what you guys are doing. I hope that you can sit back and realize that Nebraska is 2-3 on the season. Very well could be 4-1. And that's putting it nicely. We always hear, you've heard the last couple of days that Nebraska is 3 or 4 plays away from being 5-0. I'm not even saying 5-0. I'm saying 4-1.
There are
opportunities that you could be 4-1.
There are opportunities you could be 5-0.
Yes, but I'm saying 4-1.
Yeah, we could take
to be if you didn't have as many special team blunders.
Like, it's funny because the one would still be Illinois.
You're absolutely right.
If you just take the special teams blunders away, the one loss would still be Illinois.
Yeah. I guess, like I said, I'm just trying to get at, I hope that they're not waiting until week 5 to adjust what they're doing.
I mean, you would think that during training camp and through all that, through fall camp and in the summer, they said they were working on special teams because last year it was less than being desired. So through fall camp, through the summer, through everything, you would have believed that them saying that they've been working on it and they've been repping it and it's something that they've, moved up higher on the priority list, on the priority board.
And I don't doubt that
it would have gotten better. But for some reason, and I'm not putting the blame on just the coaches or just the player. Like, I'm putting like the blame is for everyone. Like, everybody needs to figure this out and get better. But with how bad it was and the fact that you moved it up your priority list and it's still bad, it's just extremely concerning because I don't know what else you need to do to fix it. If you're in there going, not live tackle to the ground, but you're still going full speed, giving each other good looks, and it still looks this bad, like, you need to flip everything you're doing and maybe just swap out whoever you have doing everything and get some new people in there, because right now it's not acceptable. It's just not good.
Yeah.
And then and another thing is it's not good, not all the time. Like, the punts have been lackluster. The punters have been lackluster all season, but the punt coverage hasn't been terrible all season.
No.
Kickoffs, much improved. We're getting touchbacks on just about every kickoff. And even when they do return it outside of a couple up to or past the 50, they've covered them really well. Yeah. Punt returns, a lot to be desired. You can't catch a punt. You can't field a punt. You can't move the punt.
You don't even try to catch a punt.
You don't even
try to field a punt.
You're just letting it bounce.
You just put a guy back there because you have to.
And then field goal team is hit and miss every game. Like, there's times where Cherney, Culp will hit some field goals. Some games where he doesn't hit a single field goal. But, the Oklahoma game, he didn't hit his field goals against Michigan State. He was 2 for 2.
He hit a 51 yarder against Oklahoma.
So it's so hit and miss with the field goal unit. But
yeah,
the fact that you don't know what you're getting with special teams is the biggest concern. And I understand special teams, like punting a ball. Look, punting a ball is hard. It's not super easy to, like, if you drop it wrong, it's going off the side of your foot. Granted, you are a punter at a Division I level. You should be able to punt the ball.
Can we please go to, I think Happer and Schaefer have it on their B-bar, Rico, where it's Scott Frost saying after the post game, or during the post game, he said a quote about the punter. They have people at the university specifically.
Oh yeah, it's somewhere it's in the audio folder. We have people on the university specifically to punt the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. But when you drop the ball to punt it, sometimes you shank it.
I'm not saying
even the best punters shank it every once in a while. But the problem right now is that it seems like they're being shanked or not punted very well every time.
I wasn't trying to say that as a I was just going for more of a comical aspect with the Frost. We have punters at the university specifically to punt the ball, but that's all right. So I guess, and here's the thing is I understand and I agree with Frost that it feels like once they fix one thing, then something else goes awry. And then the following week you fix that, but then the previous problem comes back up. And like that's clear that that's happening, right? Like we all agree on that it's one new problem each week, but the previous week's problem, despite the kicking, the field goal, I should say, hasn't been a problem. Pristup had a great game against Oklahoma, and then he goes out and does not do well. They talked, Mike Dawson, I don't have this clip in there, but Mike Dawson talked about them just, specifically designing plays for Cherney to roll out because he has that rugby background, but we haven't seen that often. And I just wonder where some of that stuff that they're practicing, where's that going, and why is there such a disconnect on special teams from practice to the game? 464-5685. Let's get to a couple of your texts before we have a couple minutes left in this segment before we get to the Muchachos game show here. A little bit earlier when we were talking about how great the happy hour was, Don says, I appreciate the happy hour as it's the media to get me through the last part of my workday. Well, we appreciate you, Don, all the reaching out on Twitter. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Cubsker, you reach out to us quite a bit on Twitter. We love that as well. Happy Hour deserves an award for being the best local broadcast radio show.
That is true. That is 100% true. Run me my award. Run me my award.
Give me my money. All right, we have a phone call on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Caller, can we get a name?
Yeah, Johnny Laredo.
Johnny, what's up?
Hey, it's been a long time.
It sure has. What's up, my man?
Hey, just with regard to this punting and just to kind of strip it down to just punt coverage, I don't, I really enjoy the conversation, but I gotta say, just based on performance, and that's really how you really got to do the assessment. It's performance based. I gotta say, I don't think there's actually any practice going on with the, I don't know about the overall special teams, but with punt coverage, it was obvious that there really isn't much practicing going on, because you can't fail at that level. You just can't be that incompetent. It's pure buffoonery. And, I gotta say, I would not want to be Cherney no Pristup, because, boy, I mean, these guys just need to resign, and Mike Dawson is just equally a buffoon. I mean, they're just, and I'm not really a Mad Hatter. I mean, it's a game, and these guys all, I'm sure, are very nice guys, but they're incompetent.
Yeah,
and that's my point. They're just incompetence, and you can't have that kind of incompetence if you're really practicing and training for 3 to 4 months a year, and all you got to do is kick the damn ball. So anyway, thanks. Always enjoy you guys. Have a great day.
Appreciate the call, Johnny. We appreciate you for listening and calling in. 464-5685. We have about 40 seconds left here. What I will say, I don't want to go to the extent quite like Johnny did on saying that they're not even practicing special teams or anything like that, because I do believe that they are doing it. It just might be where they're at in the process.
It might just not be
special
enough.
teams. And here's another thing is, in regards to the punt coverage, Nebraska's punt coverage hasn't been abysmal all season. And I hope that fans aren't looking at specifically that one from Michigan State and saying that represents Nebraska's punt coverage all season long, because it hasn't been bad. And so let's go and take a break. Call now, 402-464-5685 to play the game show. We'll be right back.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Liberty First Credit Union is here to help you save time and money. Get a consolidation loan and conveniently combine all of your loans into one, leaving you with one fixed payment and one low-rate loan. Not a member? That's okay. Join Liberty First Credit Union at any of the 4 Lincoln locations, Seward, and in Omaha at 108th and L Street. Start saving with Liberty First Credit Union. Apply for a consolidation loan now at libertyfirstcu.com today. Approval required. Equal opportunity lender. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
We're gonna eat pizza from Casey's and watch the football games. Yeah, enjoy the season with delicious Casey's pizza. 2 tasty pizzas for big game days.
Now at Casey's, you can get 2 large single-topping pizzas with delicious made-from-scratch dough for $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE.
Casey's here for good. Yeah!
Century Electric is now hiring for experienced licensed electricians. This position will serve around the Lincoln area on both commercial and residential jobs. Century Electric is well established with 40 years in operation. It offers a substantial hiring bonus as well as tons of benefits. For more information or to apply, go online to centuryelectric.com and click the Careers tab or call them at 402-467-5550. Come work for a great company today with Century Electric, whose commitment is always to their customers.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their new Empyrean, New Belgium, and Prost selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 Oak Street.
Get into T.O. Haas Tire and get your vehicle set for any road with the all-new BF Goodrich Trail Terrain TA tire. And get ready to save, because right now you can get $70 back after online submission when you buy a set of 4. Or get $50 back with the purchase of any other set of 4 BF Goodrich passenger or light truck tires. See redemption instructions at tohaastire.com. Offer expires October 4th, 2021. Void where prohibited.
T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, a tradition of trust.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. It is time to play something that we've been waiting for. $25 to muchachos,
Since
folks.
the inception of the show.
Yeah. So, Rico, I will ask you now. Hit that music.
Hit the music.
The intro in the...
Oh, this music.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I'm excited for this.
You haven't heard this yet.
I have not. All right. Is everybody ready?
It's not the best.
Here we go.
Call now, 402-464-5685 to play Two Truths and a Lie to win $25 to Muchachos.
Okay, number one, I have a cow part in my shoulder. Number two, I was a roller skating waiter at an A&W root beer stand. Number three, I have taken a bubble bath in Oprah's bathtub.
Did Oprah know you took a bubble bath?
It has everything there that you could possibly want. Bathtub, shower, everything.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All
That was
righty.
extremely long.
Yeah, I know. I need to shorten that, but I didn't know which part of Dr. Phil to take out.
We'll work on that.
Absolutely. Dr.
I mean,
Phil.
we could just have this as the game sheet. We just need more of it.
Nobody saw that coming, though, Dr. Phil.
No.
All right, so we have a couple callers. We're going to go until somebody wins. So call in, fill up the lines, 464-5685. I mentioned before, it's Adrian Martinez trivia, Two Truths and a Lie. We have a caller ready to go. Caller, can we get your name?
Hey guys, it's Dane.
Dane,
Hey, Dane.
You ready to roll?
Let's do it.
All righty, man. Adrian Martinez. So I'm going to say 3 facts about Adrian Martinez. 2 of them are true. 1 of them's a lie. You have to tell me which one is the lie, all right?
All right.
All right. Number 1. Thank you, Rico, for the game show music.
Welcome.
Number 1. Adrian Martinez has played against 13 of the 14 Big Ten Conference teams. Number 2. Adrian Martinez has had an offer out of high school for both Alabama and Oklahoma. And number 3. Adrian Martinez has fewer than 35 passing touchdowns in his time at Nebraska. Which one of those is the lie? Do you need me to read them one more time?
Number 3 is a lie.
That was the Adrian Martinez has fewer than 35 passing touchdowns in his time at Nebraska. That one, correct?
Yep.
All right, Rico. That is correct.
Oh.
He's right. Rico.
Sorry, I forgot.
Congratulations, Dane. You are correct. You win $25 to Muchachos. Go ahead and stay on the line. We will grab your information here momentarily, and we'll be all good to go. Congrats, man.
Thanks.
All right. So that's every Tuesday. You have an opportunity to win.
It's all right. I forgot what it was.
Oh, Rico. That's not a good start. That's not a good.
And that's how we set it off on a Tuesday. We're fine. It's all right.
That's all right. So Dane wins $25 to Muchachos. Once again, congratulations to Dane. We'll play that every Tuesday at 2:30, and we'll be good to go. All right. Let's move on here to Nebraska's missed opportunity on Saturday. They missed an opportunity to put themselves kind of in the discussion to compete in the Big Ten West. Because Saturday afternoon, I'll tell you this, I walked into the studio about 5:45 thinking to myself, after watching Wisconsin play and everything, seeing Iowa cut it close to Colorado State, I was thinking to myself, man, there's a chance that Nebraska could put themselves in a conversation to compete in the West. It's not out of the realm of possibility to say that they could still technically win it. It's just very, very difficult now, especially after their performance against Illinois, and then you stack it up with Michigan State. Now, with that being said, I don't think they're the same team that they were against Illinois. But looking around the rest of the division, Graham Mertz is not impressive. Granted, Notre Dame's defense isn't horrible with Marcus Freeman at the helm, which I am a huge fan of Marcus Freeman, by the way. Marcus Freeman, former Cincinnati defensive coordinator, now at Notre Dame. I think that's a name, an interesting name that might be a head coach somewhere soon. But back to the Big Ten. I mean, Wisconsin did not look good. They can't figure out a way to run the ball. Graham Mertz can't figure out a way to throw a basic pass. Their defense is good, like always, but their offense is not. Looking around the rest of the way, Iowa, I mean, it's the same thing, same story every year with Iowa. They're going to make you move the ball on them. Their defense is strong. I don't buy into Spencer Petras necessarily. They still have the same running back as last year. I'm blanking
Tyler
on the
Goodson.
name. Thank you,
and
Goodson.
He is very good.
Yeah, and so what you're going to have to do against Iowa, but with that being said, I'm confident Nebraska's defense going up against Iowa's offense. We saw what they did with Kenneth Walker. If you take away his 23-yard run in overtime, Kenneth Walker is invisible in that game on Saturday. All of Michigan State's offense was invisible in that game on Saturday. And so if you look at Nebraska's defense versus Iowa's offense, you kind of feel like Nebraska may have the advantage. However, it's worrisome when you flip that coin and see Nebraska's offense
Against
slash
Iowa's
special
defense.
teams slash special teams, right? Going up against Iowa's. It's interesting. But Nebraska, they missed an opportunity to get some wind beneath their wings, basically, and a little bit of momentum started on Saturday against Michigan State, because we talked about it last week, how important these next 4 games were. Michigan State, Michigan, Northwestern, and Minnesota. I messed up the order there with Michigan and Northwestern. However, and you can still say that. I mean, they still have a path to 6 wins. It's just very, very difficult. Michigan is looking better and better each week. They beat a decent Rutgers team. I think Rutgers is better than maybe their record shows. I think people
are just piling on Rutgers because it's Rutgers. But yeah, you're right. Michigan is looking like a pretty solid team.
Which I'm not a huge fan of saying that, but it seems like they are okay. Northwestern, Nebraska should have no problem, but it goes back. We don't have no clue how they're going to play on Saturday.
Shouldn't have had a problem with Illinois. Shouldn't have had
Yeah. Well, and now, like I said, that path to 6 wins, which I hate putting a cap on what constitutes a successful season for Nebraska, but I guess that's kind of where we're at. They face Purdue. October 23rd, they have a bye, and the following weekend they face Purdue. Those are your next 4 games: Northwestern, Michigan, Minnesota, and Purdue. There is absolutely a chance and a shot that you have 4 wins there. However, it's same story each week. You need to get momentum, and you have to say that Saturday's where it begins. You're facing a Northwestern team that doesn't really run the ball necessarily well. They just made a quarterback change because Hunter Johnson was bad, which everybody kind of thought, and were scratching their head at the beginning of the season when they announced him as the starter.
He's been very inconsistent and not as good as probably what Northwestern had hoped, when you're bringing in a 5-star transfer out of Clemson.
And then if you look at both sides of the ball entering the season, they had to replace a lot on both sides.
Everything. They lost an NFL, was it first round offensive lineman, an NFL draft pick at middle linebacker. They have a pretty highly touted corner, but you take away one side of the field, you still got a whole bunch of other defenders that need to account for something. And Northwestern's defense, although normally solid and probably will pick it up as they usually do as the season progresses, as of right now, has a lot of holes. Nebraska needs to take advantage of that. And like you said, they just need, from week to week, you don't know what Nebraska team you're going to get on any side of the ball. Although defensively, it looks as if that is 100% the strength of this team, and they're going to have to lean on them. And it feels as if with the way that their defense is playing, they can stay in. I'm going to say it. I think they can stay in every single game left on their schedule with the way their defense is playing. And yes, I am including Ohio State on there because as of right now, CJ Stroud, if he remains their starter, is not that impressive. He's still fantastic, and Ohio State is still Ohio State and has 5 stars everywhere. The 2 fantastic wide receivers that they have in Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Wilson, right? Yeah. But this defense, playing as a defense, they don't have one. And I hate to say this, but Cam Taylor-Britt has been great. Not as great as I thought he was going to be coming into the season. Still fantastic. Still a great corner. But there isn't one knockdown, standout defender on this defense. The way that they play as a team, as one unit, is what makes them so great. And with the way that they're playing, they're going to have to carry this team unless the offense can figure it out. Because as you said, right now, from week to week, we have no idea what we're going to get, and that is scary.
Yeah, and that's kind of the Nebraska fans are used to that, right? Whether it's the offensive or defensive or even special teams side of the ball. Nebraska fans are used to, kind of throwing up their hands and saying, well, we'll see what it looks like on Saturday. We'll see if they can put something together on Saturday. That's a very common response. And this year, when you're specifically talking about the offense or the special teams, more specifically the offense, you're saying, well, you don't really know who's going to be back at running back. You don't really know how, I felt confident going into Saturday's game that Adrian Martinez was the best quarterback in the Big Ten. And I'm not necessarily saying that his performance against Michigan State took that away from him. He did not have his best game on Saturday, but neither did the offense. The offense should have scored more points than what they did on Saturday.
The
because
offense needs to score more points.
The defense put them and gave them so many opportunities. 6 3-and-outs. Nebraska's special teams, their average starting field position, I believe, if I remember correctly, and I could pull up the stat sheet, if I remember correctly, was their own 26-yard line, where I think Michigan State's starting field position on average was the 38. That's that hidden yardage that Scott Frost is talking about, and being able to start a drive, and you need to start quick on first down. You can't take a sack on the first play of the game. You cannot throw an incomplete pass because the offensive line collapsed on the first play of the game.
Mm-hmm. You can't false start.
That kills drives. Nebraska was I don't want to say lucky, but Nebraska was in a way lucky against Oklahoma when they started with 2 false starts, and that place in Norman was rocking. They started with 2 false starts, and then they were able to convert a 3rd and very long because I think Adrian Martinez was able to make a play with his feet to get out of the pocket, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff cannot happen, especially when you're facing, well, first of all, you're not going to be able to convert or rely on your offense to convert a 3rd and 20 or even a 3rd and 15 against Iowa's defense. If you need it.
No.
And that's that hidden yardage where I'm completely agreeing with Scott Frost when he says that hidden yardage kills you. The penalties kill drives. Because you can't rely on your offense that has been shaky and has little to no running game right now outside of the quarterback. And maybe on 3rd down, you might be able to have Ramir Johnson scramble a little bit for a 9-yard scamper or something like that.
Ramir Johnson was impressive against Michigan
Absolutely.
State. Very impressive.
But as of right now, he's not the most reliable option, in my opinion. It's Adrian Martinez. It's Adrian Martinez throwing to somebody, whether that's Xavier Betts when he's healthy or Oliver Martin when he's healthy, who we haven't seen in a couple weeks, or even Omar Manning is now in that conversation.
I mean, to get this offense going and to get it to where it needs to be, first things first is you need to shore up the offensive line.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just talking about pass protection. I'm talking about run blocking as well. You need to create some holes and you need to hit the second level and make it so that the running back can bust through the line and have one person to be in open field, not in a pile of people where they're trying to shake loose from a linebacker or a defensive lineman who's grabbing at their legs. You need to be able to create holes and open it up so that they can make plays in the open field. Because right now, I mean, you've got the big body backs and you're like, oh yeah, run the ball, bruisers, just pull them ahead and go, 3 yards at a time. But
yeah,
if you're not going to rely on that, and it doesn't seem like they're going to, based on the last 2 games that they've run with Ramir Johnson, you want more of a speed, more of a scat back who does offer some power. Don't get it twisted. Dude's lowering his shoulder into people. But the way that he plays his game is he's finding the tiniest slivers of daylight and sliding through those to try and get some yardage. But the problem for him right now is when he slides through those little holes, there's people there to grab at him and just slow him down just enough so he can't break away. Because I guarantee you there were a couple runs where if he has one more block, I have a decent amount of confidence that he's going up against a safety in the open field and he's going to make him miss.
We get this off the text line 464-5685. Keep sending your thoughts. You guys have been great all show long so far. We get this a couple times. Johnson is the best running back by far. The last 2 weeks, absolutely. And they've stuck with him, which is a good thing to see. It's promising to see. However, it is a shame, in my opinion, that Gabe Irvin got hurt because I felt like he was slowly but surely coming into himself.
Catching up to the college game.
Yes, absolutely. But then also, you cannot say that 3 weeks ago you thought Ramir Johnson was the best running back in the room because nobody did.
Ramir Johnson wasn't on the field.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. You didn't see Ramir Johnson until the Oklahoma game. Yes, you saw him take a couple carries. I think he got in the Illinois game, but you didn't see him on a consistent basis. Once again, you don't really see a lot of people on a consistent basis in that running back room. Marquise Stepp had that 100-yard game. Gabe Irving was finally coming on. The play
Savion
that
Morrison was in and out.
The play that Gabe Irving got hurt on, he had quite a bit of room to run if he could have just made a cut, but he got hurt. And that's stuff you can't control, obviously. And so I agree. The last couple of weeks, Ramir Johnson has looked all the parts needed to be a Nebraska running back.
Like what I've seen.
And I hope that they stick with him. But I guess going back to my point is Nebraska's defense put their offense gave their offense so many opportunities to score. And the offense kind of turned around and stabbed him in the back a little bit.
Kept putting them in precarious situations and where the defense was like, hey, it's okay. It's kind of Happer's metaphor. Happer has some pretty good metaphors. I got to give him that. But Happer's metaphors, the defense was just like that really loving parent where it's just like, hey, it's okay. You did this, but I still love you, and gave the ball back to the offense. It was like, hey, go do your thing. And the offense, couldn't do anything. Put the defense in another precarious spot, and the defense goes, hey, it's okay. I still love you. Here you go. Take it back. Here, do this.
Well, and Nebraska's defense, it's good, and I'm happy that they are understanding and that they have embraced the idea and realized that Nebraska's defense is leaps and bounds better than their offense. And it's good because that shows that you understand who you are to an extent and what you have in all position groups, basically. However, you cannot expect your defense. Let's just say you're going up against Iowa, right? Heavy running team, which we all thought Michigan State was coming into the game.
I mean, they were.
And they were. But let's say against Iowa, you're in your 12th game or 11th or whatever. You're playing for a bowl spot. Okay, you've had a long season. You just got done with a slate against Wisconsin, Ohio State.
Yeah, you're coming off a tough Wisconsin game.
And so here's the thing is, despite your defense being one of the best in the Big Ten, how comfortable are you saying, hey, we're okay with giving the Hawkeyes the ball at our Nebraska 40-yard line. Them only needed to go 40 yards to score, but hey, we expect you to get 3 and outs after 3 and outs. You can't do that.
Go ahead and stop them. We're not sure if we're going to score on our possessions, but you need to keep stopping.
No matter how good your defense is, like I said, you can rely on your defense to keep you in a game. You cannot expect them to I don't want to say win you ball games. You cannot rely on your defense to do everything game in and game out.
They can win you a ball game if your offense can score at all whatsoever.
Yeah. And so they're just some things to think about is Nebraska, going back to the original thought, they had an opportunity this last Saturday to kind of put themselves in that conversation of Nebraska's kind of a team. Now, we never would have thought it after Illinois, but these last couple weeks with their performance against Oklahoma and the moral victory you took out of that, there's no moral victory you can take out of Michigan State, in my opinion, outside of the defense played elite in that second half. But there's no moral victory. The moral victory time is over. It's time for you to put it on the field. And so that now you could have gotten in that conversation and you kind of missed out on it. Now you got to do some more work to get you guys back into that hunt.
Except yourself. I mean, technically, you're not out of the conversation for the Big Ten West title.
Absolutely not. It
but
just seems
that
a lot
loss
and
being 0-2 right now in the Big Ten is extremely hurtful.
Yeah. And so
building upon the momentum from the Oklahoma game with a win against Michigan State would have sent you into homecoming week against Northwestern with a tremendous amount of confidence. And then pulling that one out would have sent you against Michigan, which you're going to need confidence going against this pretty solid Michigan team with just bucket loads of energy and enthusiasm and confidence with the fact that you just beat 2 solid Big Ten teams. I know Northwestern isn't good, but it's Northwestern. They're going to be solid. They're not going to beat themselves.
It's going to be a physical game. And so, I mean, there's a way that you can argue that from a national perspective, people could think that you're farther away than you were right after the Oklahoma game. And so that's the way I kind of looked at it and just gives you something to think about. We'll take one final timeout, 464-5685. Get your final thoughts in. We'll wrap up Tuesday's show next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Pizza from Casey's and watch the football games. Yeah, enjoy the season with delicious Casey's pizza. 2 tasty pizzas for big game days.
Now at Casey's, you can get 2 large single-topping pizzas with delicious made-from-scratch dough for $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE.
Casey's here for good. Yeah.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
With today's Husker Radio Report, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com. It's no secret Nebraska's offensive line has struggled through 5 games, and that's why head coach Scott Frost said on Monday, expect to see some changes on Saturday against Northwestern.
We're going to look at it. There's some guys that I know have the ability to play better than what we've been playing at a few positions. So competition's always open, and we're going to get some other people a real shot.
As for the rest of the football team, Frost said his message to them on Monday morning was pretty simple.
We just need to get back on the field and win. That's what we need to do. I don't care if the game's at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. We're so close. We've been a bad team that won a few games and a pretty good team that won some and lost some. Right now, we're a good team that's lost some games. We got to get over that hurdle, and the more opportunities we get, the better. So I love this team. I love being around them every day, and can't wait for them to get another chance.
Huskers currently sit as a 10.5-point favorite for Saturday's game against Northwestern. Reporting with the Nebraska football team in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their new Empyrean, New Belgium, and Prost selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage shop at 1801 Oak Street.
Century Electric is now hiring for experienced licensed electricians. This position will serve around the Lincoln area on both commercial and residential jobs. Century Electric is well established with 40 years in operation. It offers a substantial hiring bonus as well as tons of benefits. For more information or to apply, go online to centuryelectric.com and click the Careers tab or call them at 402-467-5550. Come work for a great company today with Century Electric, whose commitment is always to their customers.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Great stuff today. Appreciate you guys participating and adding to the conversation on the text line. Don't go anywhere. One-on-one with DP will be next. Wrapping up the happy hour on a Tuesday here. There's one text I can't find now. Somebody asks if they could try out for being punter at UNL this time of the season. I truly think that would accomplish something, maybe a 30-yarder, maybe. Go ahead, give it a whirl, man.
Now try it when there's people running at you.
Yeah. So, all right, let's close it up here. A couple minutes left. Rico, how excited are you for Nebraska basketball?
Extremely. I'd never thought I'd actually say that. I am very excited for this basketball team. There's so like
We're
like last year I was extremely excited.
Yeah.
This year I am more excited. There's so much personality. There's so much like I'm trying to think of the word. There's athleticism, but it's not athleticism. There's just so many different pieces to this team. There's like so many different things that can happen with different lineups that I'm excited to see what shape they take when they take the court.
Yeah, and we could play that game here in the next couple of weeks about who we expect to see on the court and stuff. And really, it's kind of just we have no idea because there's a lot of combinations that you could do. Also, if you guys missed Kobe Webster and CJ Wilcher last night here on the Ticket, make sure you go to theticketfm.com. It's under Ticket Weeknights under the podcast page. And Kobe Webster and CJ Wilcher did an hour of radio last night. It was awesome.
Shout out industry, baby.
And then after that,
you didn't say it.
I did not say it. After that, Kyle Perry and Griffin Everett of Husker Baseball did an hour as well. Really, really fun stuff last night since Nicole was out of town. So really good stuff from them. But like I said,
a blast.
It was a lot of fun. And back to Nebraska basketball, though, like we just said, there's a lot of different ways and that Fred Hoiberg can go with it. And unlike other coaches, maybe I think the faith in Fred Hoiberg to get this thing turned around is still relatively high, and for good reason because of their past and who they're getting in on the recruiting trail. In case you forgot, 5-star guy Omaha Baloo will be here this weekend for the Nebraska basketball shindig that's going on with G Herbo.
Isn't he top 5 or just top 10?
He's a 5-star. That's all I know.
Okay.
I know 5-star. I think he is top 10. And so he'll be here checking out G Herbo, watching the guys scrimmage, but then I'm sure that they'll probably have him go to the Husker men's basketball or Husker football game.
Yes.
Against Northwestern, see the homecoming festivities. Keisei Tominaga.
Keisei. That's how you say his name.
I said it, Keisei.
That's how we say it.
I said Keisei.
Did you see the video of my guy Wilhelm?
Yeah, that's another thing is all those videos are jacking me up, dude. We saw Wilhelm with the goggles. We saw Keisei.
Oh my goodness. We get the dunk videos from Bryce.
It's about to be awesome. So appreciate you guys today. Good show, Rico. We'll talk to Aaron Sorensen of Hail Varsity tomorrow. We'll preview Northwestern. We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.
Adios.
Welcome to today's episode of The Great Unknowns. Last time we